How's it going, everybody? I want to start posting videos on both platforms, YouTube and Rumble now. I'm going back to YouTube because it seems like the vast majority, they still like YouTube. They don't want to break away from YouTube because it's something comfortable. YouTube was kind of the first streaming services that made vlogs. You know, it made people talking to the camera and created a bunch of main character syndrome people. I was guilty of that when I was younger. I thought I had a voice. Now I don't really think I got a voice, but I'm going to try my best to reach somebody, hopefully, and pray to God always to keep me humble, because I'm just like you guys. I'm nobody special. I'm just got somebody with a lot of ideas. My brain does not stop running. And you know what? Glory goes to Christ for making me feel well rested, because back in the day I could never sleep. I smoked, I drink, and I still had this thing going. I couldn't figure it out, but Jesus Christ, he actually gives me peace. But back to the topic. This is the last, it's like the last video that I done on Rumble. Those on YouTube watching, I'll put my other account on here so you can go watch those videos too if you like. Don't fight violence with violence. Let's be different. You know, one thing I gotta say about the hippies is they had it right. You know, when it comes with peace, not war, but sometimes you gotta self-defense, you gotta fight, you gotta pick up arms if you know you can help people. Love your neighbor as you love yourself, and part of loving your neighbor as you love yourself is to defend them. You know, you want somebody to defend you when you know you're right, you're not in the wrong, and something's bad happened to you. You pray that someone to help you in that moment, and things like that does happen. And then the part where they're talking about laying down your life for Christ, you gain it. And it is beautiful, because if you die in the process of saving somebody, it's part of it, man. We're not supposed to be on this earth forever. You know, in Christianity, we believe this earth is it's temporary. There's nothing's physical. I mean, heck, even those who has land, I have land, but you don't really own it because the government, they can take it from you. Hey, we got to build a new interstate. Sadly, your property is in the way. Take this small portion that we are kindly giving to you. It probably will not give you the value of what it's worth, but at least you can rent to own a new property that we might take later, or you can just be humbled, more humble than you are already, and just live off one of our housings. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. So I'm not trying to mock it. You know, we are supposed to be humbled, and that is the life. You know, people are going to run over you, even our own government. And that's fine. It reminds you this is temporary. Our heaven, our treasures is not on earth, but in heaven. But back to the topic, you can't fight violence with violence. There's people who's raging war. They want to talk war. They don't really mean it. Most of these people you see on the screen are actors. Most of these people probably spend their life doing duos and painting faces and acting scenes through the camera because everybody wants to be a celebrity. That's the problem, and they get too comfortable behind the screen, and that's why you find a lot of people rejoicing of Charlie Kirk's death. They desensitize themselves. You know, they call us robots for being a Christian, and so many people, I had one guy call me an NPC, and it's funny, but they're the same thing. If you're not shook by Charlie Kirk's death, who absolutely did nothing but told the truth, who spoke Bible, mostly Christianity and the values of Christianity, it's not political. It's crazy that things that is biblical Christian value lines with more conservative than liberal, and that's what happened. and people consider anything hate speech. And then we tend to not have the words come out right. And that tends to offend a lot of people. But then again, we need to teach people not to be so offended. You can't help about words, but you can wholeheartedly control your emotions and try to see the underlying of everything that's being thrown at you. I still stand by this. People might disagree. Life is about 99% things thrown at you, but the 1% is how you respond to the situation. Oh, look, they messed up my milkshake at Sonic. Are you going to be humble about it? Or you can be like, hey, this is not right, or try something new, but oh, this is actually kind of good. Or are you going to throw it at them? I say a lot of people throwing milkshakes at people because it ain't what I ordered, and why you do this? Come on. No one's trying to do it on purpose. If you're having a bad day, so is the people that's trying to serve you. That's the thing. But don't fall for the propaganda that's being on the left and the right. I mentioned in my last video about hate speech. There's no such thing. It's only speech that you hate, and you cannot silence speech, because if that happens, it goes against the First Amendment. And then look at there, you got communism on your hands. Why can't people see this? Like, I can't trust even Pam Bondi, Kash Patel. Honestly, I don't fully trust Trump. I do agree with the values that he's doing, trying to do things right by the books, but at the same time, it could be tools to use to brainwash. Because then he has a lot of big supporters who will basically kiss his feet. Like, dude, that's a lot of turkeys. I've never seen so much turkeys. But right now, they did a video where everybody's basically kissing over his feet. And I can't help but to recall a moment that happened in the book, God's Underground, where people was doing the same thing with the communist regime that was taking over. Be like, yes, this is such a good thing. And I just see that all over again. And this is when you need discernment. This is when you need to align not with men, but with Christ, and Christ alone. And you keep awake and see what is happening in this world. A lot of things are happening, underlining. Yes, always see the good in everything, but expect the bad. Don't hope for bad, always hope for good. Always pray, never ceasing, and just be patient. Something is coming, something big. And when Pam Bondi is trying to shut people up because of their hate speech, bro, I'm not looking forward to this, because it's going to shut even those who think they are aligned with the conservative mindset. You're just paving the pathway when someone else takes over, and then all we need is a atheist, devil-loving, Christian-hating, non-conservative, not even Democrat. He's just all money-hungry power to be ruler. And well, congratulations, we're just now like every other country, and our Constitution amendments are no longer value. However, be in the spirit of things, and there's always a chance to speak for the truth. There's always a chance to protest, a real protest. Boycott, man. Don't burn a city down. That's nuts. You're messing up the potentials of restaurants and shops that could benefit you in the situation. And if you get angry and not think and you burn that down, well, congratulations, you just played yourself. It's like those Mexican restaurants that are taking care of the ICE people who's trying to deport the illegals. Legally entering the U.S., Hispanics in a Mexican restaurant was taking care of those ICE members. That holds a lot of power to show you what is happening. Everyone wants to hate the ICE because it's not done right, and then you show videos of them brutally attacking somebody. What happened in that car? Everybody's like, oh my God, I'll never do that. Stop talking. You have the right to defend yourself. I don't know why people don't think that. there's ways you could do it also. I remember a fight. I got involved in a very street fight a while ago with some people, and it was skater punks. I was a skater too, but we worked together once. Sorry about that. So, guys, just get with the right of Christ. Don't fight violence with violence. As long as you abide in Christ, you keep to His stature, you'll be okay. We're not perfect. We're going to fall short from the glory of God. We always do. But as long as we pick ourselves up and try to be better, that's all that matters. Don't get in arguments and debates about what the Bible means in the Old Testament versus the New Testament. Do not forget your first love. That's Jesus Christ. End of the topic. God bless. Have a good day, guys.